ladies and gents, welcome to the Great Central Road. We're still in WA. This is from Perth to Sydney, the long way via the Simpson Desert. We are here at Mount Dare. This is the beginning of an epic journey across the Simpson Desert, the most remote pub in Australia, and also our last chance for a watering hole and a nice pub meal. Last time we were here, we finished our desert crossing from Birdsville to Mount Dare, where we are right now, and that is the shirt on the right hand side. That was hung there in 2017. But this time we are just starting our journey and we're hanging our shirt for 2022 with a small donation to the RFDS, Royal Flying Doctors. And you might be wondering, why is Mount Dare so important out here in the desert?
It's an important part of the tourism infrastructure up here because people coming across the desert or going across the desert, this is their last stop for fuel, water, supplies before they get to Birdsville, which is 500 odd k's away. So yeah, it's an important part.
Without Mount Dare, this adventure would be unreachable for most people, just given the fuel range that you need. Just a reminder that we are out in the desert. There is so much dust out here. We'll be checking our filters for the next week, there's no doubt about it. Where we're heading, we may not see people for days on end. And being this remote, we need to have extra food, water, fuel, spares, and also the sat phone comes in very important, or an EPIRB. We have both. And we also have allowed for an extra 3 days worth of supplies. Torbs, I hope you're ready to eat some dust. This place is so barren and could use a drink, but if it gets too much water, the whole place will turn into slop and just be floodplains. But surely this won't happen to us. So Mount Dare is in South Australia, and just 10 k's up the road we have Northern Territory. So we're about to hit the territory right now. Welcome back to the NT, Torbs.
Back already? Didn't leave for long.
No, we'll be popping in and out of all kinds of borders along this trip.
Feels weird in a country so big the border are jumping.
And here we are in the NT. Probably noticed there's another trailer behind me, and there's probably questions why I haven't got the other trailer that I used to have or whatever. Well, I had it for 2 years and off work, it's time to try something different. This is trailer number 5 that I've tried out. This is a very different type of trailer as well, by the way. Now we've travelled 1600 k's on real corrugated rough dirt stuff. Had a minor brake problem with my vehicle, and we also lost the number plate on the trailer. So in case you're wondering where the number plate is, yeah, I rocked that one. Talk about the trailer a bit more when we get to camp or next time we pull up. Right now I need to concentrate so I don't wear this amazing drink. On our way to begin Madigan's route, we pass Old Andado Station, and you can truly see how super remote you are when there is a lack of vandalism. This place is untouched and untampered with. This is Old Andado Station. Now this used to be a pastoral station, but unfortunately a disease ripped through the cattle and they had to cull or destock the station. And on top of that, Molly lost her husband and her eldest son due to 2 separate tragedies. However, Molly was able to lease a portion of her property back, and she restored this homestead to its former glory. And still to this day right now, it's still here. of history and old pioneer stuff, definitely go check it out. I like that kind of stuff, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. So if you're out this way, definitely check it out. We are about 80 k's before we start the Madigan line. Conditions of the road, really good compared to last time I was here. Finally, we've reached the beginning of Madigan's route. This is Camp 1, the first camp that Cecil Madigan stayed on. More about that a bit later on, but this means we need to prepare our vehicles for the desert dune crossing.
All right, sand flags are going on the cars now. They are a necessity for entering the park and a safety. I have it on the front of my car. That way when you're heading up over a sand dune, if there's an oncoming vehicle, I can see this flag flopping away a couple of meters up in the air.
With my sand flag, it's in 3 pieces. I'm just going to use these 2 because I'm up high already. Now, as Torben mentioned, these are a necessity, but what I will state is do not rely on them. If you don't see a sand flag, it doesn't mean someone's not there. Someone could not be using it. And also when you climb a dune, the flag kind of goes the same way. So it won't actually alert you if someone else is climbing a dune. It will only alert you in the distance. So you can see that there is someone else there. So please don't rely on them for your own safety. Need to lower our tyres, guys. Now we have been low for a while because we've travelled nearly 2,000 kilometres on rough stuff just to get to this point right here. So we've been on about 35 psi. We have increased tyre pressure when we hit the tarmac, but here we are now. We're about to start at Madigan. We're going down to about 16 and we will go down a bit later again because it's going to get soft. And midday, when the sun's at its highest point, that's when the sand gets a bit warmer and it's a little bit more difficult to drive on. Plus your tyres heat up and they increase in pressure as well. So we are going to lower our tyres right down once we actually get right into the Madigan. All right. It's about right now, I reckon Torbs is thinking, here we go again, because the sun's dropping, the shadows are getting longer, and the colours are changing. It's golden out and we're still driving. Looks like it's going to be in darkness we find camp, yet again. Took another big feed here. Now it's just not me and Torbs out here, there are other people behind the scene. There's actually more cameramen than characters out here. Hey Torbs, can I see you look after this for a sec?
When I finish this.
Right, so 2 things here. Torbs has taken over the cooking duties, which is fantastic, gets me out of it now. But here's the best thing about a pod style camper. Now I'm used to swags, I've had other camper trailers with rooftops on it. I've had a forward fold camper once before as well. This is a pod style camper. What does that mean? That means we're already set up. So I've got so much more capacity for clothes and other things that I normally wouldn't actually bring. So 2 pillows, 2 sleeping bags. You do have to open these vents up, but a couple of vents open, in your sleeping bag, perfect. Next morning, close the door, off you go. That's what I really like about it. I don't have to set anything up. So I am enjoying that part about this trailer the most. All right, I'll go sit around the fire while Torbs cooks.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
No worries. Now get back to work.
Yes, master.
Hey, Chris. Would you like a meal, sir? There you go, mate.
Wow.
Now, Hotel Prado always cooks for me. Have you washed your hands, sir?
No, I've just actually been touching my dick.
Right, there you go. No worry, guys. Hope you enjoy it. It's a brand new day with many dunes and a vast distance ahead of us. In fact, we have in total of 750 k's roughly to get to Birdsville from out there the way that we're going across the Madigan line. And so far we've only done about 100 to 120 kilometres. Today we hope to do about 100 to 150, which is actually a big ask because from here on it's dune country. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
This is it, folks. This is where it all begins. 1,100 sand dunes. We've already crossed a few, well, more than 1,100 sand dunes. This is where it's going to start looking like wave after wave after wave. And the further we get in, the more remote it's going to be. This is what it's all about. Adventure.
Up and down. Up and down.
Here we are at Camp 6 of Cecil Madigan's expedition. We'll talk about that a bit more over a fire camp, I reckon. But there were 9 men and 19 camels that took 25 days to cross the desert. And this was the last classic, well, considered the last classic Australian expedition. More about that at camp. We got some more dunes to hit. That was Camp 6, Torbs, and that's where I was hoping to get to yesterday.
Ah, okay. So I was a bit further on.
Imagine doing this on 19 camels and 9 blokes. It'll take a bit longer, wouldn't it?
Just a bit. What was it, about 25 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, 25 days on the money back in 1939.
Wow, that was actually quite a while ago. That would have been a mission.
Yeah, so I think from memory they discovered like 10 or 14 new spider species as well.
Oh wow, that'll creep you out, won't it? 14 more spiders.
That's it, mate. I reckon there'll be heaps more out here that, you know, they always discover new creatures, don't they?
Yeah, especially in the ocean. And this probably was the ocean a long time ago.
Well, I reckon after no showers for a couple of days, there's probably a couple of new species in my pants as well. Yeah, I might have a shower tonight, eh? The old steel bucket in the fire.
Well, that sounds good actually.
So Chris has asked us, camera guy, asked us about the distance, and we know he's got it covered by like 150 k's. He's got enough fuel, but Torbs is now going to go and say that I've kind of stuffed up with the range. So follow Torbs over and see what happens.
We might have a little bit of a problem. Chris, got a second? Just reviewing the map.
Yeah.
What's your range?
It's getting down there now. Under 700.
Shit.
Why is that?
We've probably got about 900 k's still to go.
Oh, really? Shit. No, I can't make it. How much fuel's in here?
I think last I spoke to Ronny, the litres per 100 he's doing, he should just make it out.
Yeah, right. How about you?
That's with
Well,
the
if
20.
that's the case,
That's
I'll have
with
a
the
bit
20 Jerry as well.
with the 20. So that means I'm right on the mark.
What about short?
Because last time I had 300 litres, now I've only got 270.
I've been sucking a lot more than what I saw.
Uh-oh. What are we going to do? Now I've only got 270.
Sorry, I can't give it. You're funny. What he's saying, I just read his face and it was good luck.
Smile.
I'm right.
You got pranked!
I'm right, Jack. No, you're joking. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, how good was my poker face?
That's pretty good. It was good actually, and do you know what? But I didn't panic. Because I know one of you guys were about to go and get some fuel and bring it back to me.
Another day, another camp on the Simpson Desert. We are, I would say, officially halfway, thereabouts. That's what I'm going to tell the boys anyway, to keep the fuel level spirits up. No, that will be fine. What's for dinner tonight? Did you defrost the steaks?
They're only half defrosted, so they'll be tomorrow night. So I reckon snags tonight.
Oh yeah, cowboy hot dogs.
Cowboy hot dogs.
How about that? Cowboy hot dogs.
In front of the bush telly. Yeah.
Cowboy hot dogs. We have our first selector in. You're a selector. Come in. This is what's going to be interesting. Okay. All right. We have a selection here. Cowboy hot dogs. This is a double banger. This is a classic Aussie.
That's a Bunnings.
Bunnings dog. What's that one? I think that's the ultimate cowboy.
Oh, that's the cafe hot dog.
The cafe hot dog. That one is the Dane.
The Dane.
The African.
Yep, the South African. And the Mexican.
The Mexican American. Pick one.
I'm going to pick the Americano.
American, Mexican.
Mexican.
Yeah. American. All right.
What? No, there's no tuna.
Has this one got
Is that tuna? That's the Dane. That is the best one.
Has this got detergent in it or something?
No, it's
That's
a hand sanitizer.
What's on that?
You're blocking your own camera.
That looks terrible.
Go the tuna dog.
What's the tuna? It's got the tuna on it.
There's no tuna.
Dog tuna.
I want the one without tuna. I'm going the double dog dare.
Double dog there. Right, yeah. Can you hold that?
Well, it's my pick then.
Your pick.
Yeah, I'm going the Bunnings.
That's safe.
I'll go the Caffiano.
Wow.
This is terribly good.
Yeah, that's an oak.
So desert pine is desert oak.
It's on the, you would have seen them coming through.
Good morning. This is our second morning waking up on the Simpson Desert. So, we have some bananas that have gone a bit spoiled. I know they look really bad, but once you peel them, they actually look pretty good. So today, we are going to make banana pancakes. 2 ingredients, 1 soft banana and 1 egg. All right, so what we do, we get about half a big banana or a whole small banana, and then we just start mashing it up. That's a pretty good consistency. We're now going to add 1 egg to this mixture. There we go, nice big egg. And then start mixing it up. That's the sound of Torbs waking up. That'll be right. While I'm making breakfast, I reckon he was waiting for the noise, the sounds of me making breakfast. I'm very happy with this consistency. Time to get the stove out and we'll cook some pancakes. All right, here we go. Pans are nice and hot. Once you see the mix thicken up a bit, then it's time to flip them. There we go. So make sure your pan isn't too hot. And this is what you're after, that kind of color. They will go a little bit darker than what you normally would have with pancakes. It's sugars and the banana caramelizing. So these are gonna be sweet. Need some taste testers.
That's good.
Bananas and eggs, that's it.
Bananas and eggs. Glad you didn't use this one.
Madigan and his party of 9 men and 19 camels took 25 days to cross the Simpson Desert. We're doing it, however, with horsepower.
and a lot less time. Yeah! Yeah! Come on, boy! Here we go! Yeah! Yeah! Word has it, in the Simpson Desert, every day is hump day. Hey Torps, two things. It's starting to rain and we've reached the football field.
The football field.
The history goes, 10 years ago, Madigan flew over this desert, right? So he flew over the desert and then 10 years later he started his expedition. So that's dedication for you. But when he flew over, he obviously took note of landmarks, and this clay pan was one of those landmarks. So there was feed for his camels and also water, which obviously they needed, otherwise it would have failed.
Yep, definitely would have failed if you don't feed yourself and your animals.
It'd be nice to see something other than the sand dune for a while, wouldn't it? Checking out the clay pan.
I definitely think so. And now that it's raining, might actually turn into a real clay pan.
Well, perhaps it will stop before it then. The one positive thing with the rain, it'll keep the dust down.
Yes, and if it rains hard enough, our cars might get a rinse off.
Yeah, but if it rains too hard, we, you know.
Up Hook Creek without a paddle.
It's getting dark real fast, and there's an eerie breeze from our backs coming from those dark clouds. And there it is, the football field.
Really interesting because we've got copies of his actual diary. These are pages of his diary. Recording, like he's recorded a lot of detail here on time. The football field clay pan, 20 feet they had to dig just to get 1 inch of water. That is a massive effort, and this ground isn't exactly soft either. That big storm front is coming in. We don't know what it has, so we better actually get a move on, like seriously get a move on. We could be stuck here. So we could be in for a bit of strife maybe. Maybe not.
Wouldn't be the first time, would it?
It's a little bit eerie, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me about the Kimberley that time.
We're still 60 k's
Eesh.
till we get to Hay River. Hey, we better get going.